we've determined that we will never become. Well, I'm never going to be like my father. I'm never going to be poor. I'm never going to be that father. I'm never going to split up from my wife or my husband. I'm never. Do you think that is really great, positive, supportive energy? And maybe it gets you to a point. But maybe you could turn that sucker on its head and maybe spend the rest of your life going, okay, maybe it's time to stop running away from, let's just use the bear analogy, stop running away from the bear. Maybe it's time to start moving towards the things that I want to do. Maybe it's time. So how many of you in this room are moving towards what you really want as opposed to allowing the motivator to be what you don't want? And I'm not suggesting that doesn't work. It works to a point. But think about energetically. Think about even the language which I'm exaggerating to make a point. I'm not going to be that. Or this is, I really, really want this. This is what I need to be. This is who I need to be. This is what I need to give a go in this world. I'll allow you to choose which is better. I spent most of my life in this place. Did it serve me to a point? Yes. This is where I live right now. Most of the time. I still have my fears, my insecurities. A lot of insecurities. And I always will. Who wants to know how to eradicate fear? Completely eradicate fear? Raise your hand. Okay, can you get the bullets out of my bag, the silver ones, the little small ones? They're just next to the M&Ms. Guys, why don't we do something with fear? Why don't we get to know it? Why don't we understand it at the core? Why don't we sit down across from the dinner table and invite it into our lives and get to know what it is, where it comes from, why it's in our lives, and what it's costing us? Because you know the problem with fear is it doesn't need Red Bull. It doesn't need caffeine. It doesn't need juice. It doesn't need water. It doesn't need air. And when you're running and spending all of your life running from the very thing that scares the shit out of you, and when you finally have to stop because you're getting old or you're getting tired or you need sustenance or you need water, and you stop to take a breath and you look around, the bastard's right behind you. But yet we will obsess ourselves about trying to eradicate fear. I'm not saying there's no steps we can do to loosen it, but if you get to know it, it loosens its grip on you. It loses its control, its grasp of you. And you turn around when I go on stage or going to go and speak, and I don't speak a lot. A lot of people think I speak all the time. I don't, really. Partly by design, and mainly because no one has a clue who I am, which actually I'm fine with. Honestly, no one really has a clue. Everywhere I go, everyone's, who are you? I've never heard of you before. I think initially I was a little bit upset with that, but it was fine. It's actually kind of cool. But I've just taken a shitload of time to really get to know who I am. And now when I have that fear coming back, I just literally stop and go, how's it going? I don't literally kind of like, have that open conversation, but I just acknowledge it. You're back. Little bastard, sometimes I'll whisper that, but you're back. And it's kind of like I'm accepting it, and then it just hits me, and it just starts to go away. So if you've got a fear about something, what you'll find is it's not a fear about the bungee jumping. It's not a fear about money. It's not a fear about success. If you go far enough back, you'll find out that it's an old fear. And it's just showing itself in a different way. It'll show itself on the top of the bungee jump today, in a business decision tomorrow, in your inability to have an orca conversation in a week or a month from now. But the fear is the same. It just attaches itself to different things in your life. Get to know who you are, and you'll get to know what you need to do in this world.